Well guys, it's been a while since I've made a video, especially on bikes. I've made a couple of videos on my other channels, but I've not done much on YouTube for a long time. So I'm making a video today just to sort of keep for posterity really. I've had the Royal Enfield Himalayan 2.5 years and the V-Strom in front of us I've had for 12 months. Anyway, I don't know if you guys recall in an earlier video I was asking you guys whether I should keep the V-Strom or keep the Himalayan or keep both, and we've been using the V-Strom an awful lot to go out together, me and my wife pillion. A bit of a limitation on the little Himalayan. Anyway, I'll get off on this bit of a bike ride. It's currently about 23 degrees. I'm suited and booted, but it's a bit warm to be honest. As I've said in previous videos, not many people in Spain wear any riding gear when they go out. It's usually just a pair of jeans, a t-shirt and gloves if they have to. So we'll go on a bit of a ride and I'll chat. Yeah, so I'm heading down out the mountains to a local riverside and lakeside town called Blanca, and we'll have a bit of a toodle around the lake and head back up later on. As I said, it's currently about 23 degrees it's showing on the temperature. We're looking at a high of 37 today, which is getting up near 100 degrees again, so another quite hot day, and that'll probably last throughout the afternoon and so way into the evening. Yeah, so Himalayan, great little bike, really good for these type of roads if you're out and about and exploring and riding solo. And to be honest, it's going to be really sad letting the Himalayan go. The thing is, at the moment I'm really not using it as much as I should do. Let's say the V-Strom that I'm on at the moment is getting most of the attention, purely because it serves a purpose. It's a bike that we can use to go exploring. We've got all our luggage on the back, so we can take enough for an overnight stay or a couple of stays without any problems. Okay, the Himalayan's got the hard luggage on the sides, but you're limited on any sort of long distance touring 2 up. It'll do it around these roads 2 up, but certainly when you hit any stretch of open road and you want to be tootling around 110, 120 with 2 you're not wringing its neck, but you're right at the top end. And I know the old adage is less is more, and I suppose it is in a lot of cases, but when it comes to motorbikes, unfortunately more is better with regards to horsepower and top end. I'm not saying that I go any quicker on the V-Strom than I go on the Royal Enfield, especially around these roads, but it's just nice to have that extra bit of power when it's needed. Now I think Royal Enfield will address that in the future, especially with the 450 water-cooled single coming out, and rumours now of the 650 adventure bike that they have in the works. I'm not quite sure whether the classic design of the 650 twin that they have at the moment will fit into that adventure bike package, or whether they'll develop an all new 650 water-cooled maybe twin engine, parallel twin, I don't know. Anyway, what's happening? Am I just going to be down to one bike? I've sold the big Suzuki, the 15 VL Cruiser that I've had for 21 years. Again, I wasn't using it. It was in amazing condition. I think 21 years ago I paid 4,200 in sterling, in English pounds for the bike. Going back that time, it'd be about 4 years old. I think when they were released, the VL Intruder, they were something like 7,000 on the road brand new, or 6,800 on the road new. So I've sold it for nearly 4,000 euros here in Spain, which is I guess around 3,600, so you can say I've probably lost about, over the years, about £600 sterling in 21 years, which isn't bad. Bikes that I've had over the last 8 years, going back to 2016, 2015, when I first bought the Royal Enfield 500 Classic. The 500 Classic, if you trawl back through my videos, it's a beautiful little bike, and one of my regrets was really not keeping that, because again, the reason I got rid of it is because it was great on these country roads, but if I wanted to go on a journey any further, it was pretty limited. And foolishly, I should have just kept it four-tootling around these country roads, but I didn't. I got rid of it, and I got the Benelli Scrambler, which was okay, but totally not suited to these roads. It's a bike I got because I thought the suspension would be suited to these roads, but it was more road orientated, and not really a scrambler in my mind. Scrambler design, but not a scrambler. Anyway, with that in mind, regretting selling the 500 Classic, with the advent of the 650 twins, I road tested maybe 12 months ago, and into a 650 parallel twin, and the Interceptor, I should say. It was okay. I wasn't enamoured with it. I thought the style harked back to the 70s Triumphs, etc. And although it looked nice and everything, I just thought it just didn't seem substantial enough. Okay, it was better than better build and a bigger bike than the 500 Classic, but it just didn't have that magic that appealed to me that I had from the Classic 500. Anyway, I'd advertised the VL 1500 Intruder a few times over the years, and strangely enough, I'd actually sold it about 12 months ago to a guy from Portugal, which is, as many of you know, is on the Iberian Peninsula. It's joined on to Spain on the other side, and the deal was done, and I dropped the price considerably, and I was going to let him have it for 3,000 euros. And he was coming over to pick it up, really cheap really for what the VL was. He was coming to pick it up, it was all arranged, the trailer was arranged, and he found out that it would cost him an arm and a leg to matriculate it in Portugal, so that fell through. And he got put on mothballs, and then I decided to advertise it maybe a couple of months back, and put it up by 1,000, and I had loads of inquiries, so obviously I'd priced it too cheap and people were a bit wary. Anyway, I'm waffling on a bit here, so yeah, I eventually sold the Intruder and decided to have a mooch round in the Royal Enfield garage, and saw the new 650 Super Meteor in interstellar green, sat on it, looked at the build quality and was blown away by it really. So I checked out a few of the YouTube videos and the MCN video in the UK, which was quite positive. It's not as fast top end as the other parallel twin 650s, the Interceptor and the Continental GT. Only by about 10-15 kilometers an hour on the top end, and maybe a second or so 0 to 60. But the figures are okay. I mean, it's the official figures say 160 top end, and I've seen various videos on YouTube where they're reaching 160. Not that I would want to go 160 on a cruiser, but it just gives you that peace of mind that you've got that extra little bit of overtaking speed after 120, etc., if you want it on the main highways. So yeah, I took the Royal Enfield Himalayan down to the dealership, and in Spain here for a 2.5-year-old Himalayan. They're selling privately around 4.1, 4.2, and obviously if you put it in Part X you're not going to get the same deal. Part X you're going to get less, but to be honest I just didn't want the hassle of trying to sell it and go through the paperwork here in Spain, which is nothing like the UK, where you just sign the V5, send it off, and then it returns. You have to go to a gestoria, you have to pay for the transfer, you have to wait for the documents to come through, etc, etc. Anyway, I'd heard various things online that certain garages in this area were paying out a paltry amount for part exchange on, certainly on second-hand Royal Enfields. So I wrote to my local garage and I said I want a parts exit against Super Meteor, and I had the difference in cash if I could get what I wanted, hoping to get around 4,000 parts X. So I was pushing it a bit. Anyway, I got a message back after a couple of days from the assessor, and he said, if you give us 3,750 plus your Royal Enfield, we'll do the deal. So actually it was a result, if you do the maths. I'd wanted to get 4. I got 250 euros less, more or less. But the kicker that really swung it for me was the Royal Enfield dealership then turned around and said, well look, we'll give you the 3 years warranty, and we'll give you the first service free, but we'll also throw in the first year's insurance, comprehensive insurance, on top of the deal, included in the price on the road. So of course I jumped to the deal. The new deal didn't cost me anything. I've just put a bike I've had 21 years in, and the balance that I got from the Intruder, and I'm just waiting at the moment for the dealership to get my bike in and get it registered. In Spain, throughout August, we have a lot of fiestas, and things just grind to a halt, to be honest, due to the heat and just the fact that people take August, either August or July, as their vacational holiday. Mostly Trafico tends to be, which is like the DVLA in the UK, tends to grind to a halt during August, so things are pretty quiet. So I was told a couple of weeks ago, a week ago I should say, that the bike would be ready in 2 weeks' time. So I'm patiently waiting for another week, and then I'll do a video where I sadly take the Royal Enfield Himalayan down and bring the Super Meteor home. What struck me about the Super Meteor was the build quality. The fact that it's got the Showa upside down forks on the front, the Showa springs on the back, and there's no plastic on it, it's all metal, which obviously adds to the 240 kg weight, but it's a beautifully built bike. The welds now appear to be machine welded on the chassis. The engine now is part of the frame structure, so it's a stressed member where before it was sat in a frame. I like the cruiser style of it, while not being, in my mind, 100% cruiser as the VL Intruder was. I mean, the VL Intruder, you've got a seat height of about 650mm, you've got a weight of about 350 kilo. This weighs 240 kilo, but the seat height is about 760, I don't know, I'll do the proper specs when I get it. But certainly you can flat foot it quite easily. I'm 5'10", inside leg is about 31, and it flat foots very easy. The centre of gravity seems quite low down. So yeah, all in all it'll be, in my mind, there's the lake in Blanca, we're coming around the lake now. It'll be, in my mind, a replacement for the classic 500 that I shouldn't have sold. Now I know some of you in the comments might hit me up and turn around and say, well hang on Paul, they're talking about a 650 classic. Yeah they are, but I like the style of the Meteor, Super Meteor. It's been pushed into the cruiser bracket, and people are calling it cruiser, but I see it more of an Harley Davidson Sportster, if you like. If any of you have sat on top of the 883 or the 1200 Sportster, you'll know that again you can flat foot it, but it's not a low down slung, totally laid back. It's sort of mid laid back. and that's what I like about the Super Meteor. I like the stance of it, I like the weight and the feel of it, and I'm really looking forward to riding it. Anyway guys, I'll shut up waffling and let you see a bit more of this ride. I'm going to do a ride up now through the village of Ricotti, which is our local village. It's the municipality where we are is Ricotti, and it's based in the Valley di Ricotti, which is where the Rio Segura, where we've just popped down to, runs through, and it culminates to the lake, and then it carries on the other side. The lake there's an hydroelectric dam that generates power, but you can see some of the rock structure and the mountains are absolutely stunning to ride around here. And once you get down near the towns, I'm on smooth tarmac at the moment, so I'll shut up for a minute. I've waffled on for about 20 minutes and let you enjoy some of this ride. Bit of a video, and maybe you can give me your thoughts on the Super Meteor and what you think. Those of you who've got a Super Meteor, let me know what you think of it and how you're finding it. And I'll leave this video here. I'll sign off, and I'll do a video when I pick up the Super Meteor, and we'll continue the journey from there. Thanks for watching, guys.